Yes.
Yo.
Welcome to another live stream.
Let's get
How
it.
does City stop Harry Kane and Son?
Yeah.
For people who want the short version, you don't. You don't.
Yeah, it's that madness, man. We have a really, really bad time against this football club, against Spurs. Only won 2 out of the last 11, and basically Son and Kane terrorise us whenever we play them. Obviously, the last couple of games as well. We lost both games last season, although we shouldn't have lost the home game. But yeah, we're gonna have a bit of a discussion, guys. I want to see your comments in the chat coming in here as well, because I want to get some opinions on why City struggle so much against Tottenham Hotspur. Is there something that happens every single game that we need to work on? Is it just a fluke? Is it just a bit, what is it? You know what I mean? So give us your opinions in the chat. And I've got all of the last 7 games. I've got all the scores and the scorers from the last 7 matches, so we can basically see if there's any sort of any correlation with our team lineups. You know what I mean? We got 2 wins in there. Well, what happened in them 2 wins? Who played? You know what I mean? So we're going to have a look into all that. Before we get into it, though, make sure you drop a like on the stream. We're 9 likes away from 100. So come on, guys. 9 people in the stream. Get us up to 100. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. 64,000 is our new target. Obeyed with a couple of super chats here. Says, yes, let's do this. I'm early today. And then says, Dr. Crying now, though. Yes, Brie.
I think because Dr. Footy there. Dr. Footy is a United fan he's changed his name to. Dr. Footy, you're moving weird, nowadays, you know.
I know.
But this guy moving right, innit?
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
A United fan who absolutely loves Nunes, who hates Haaland. What's going on? He says a Kanji going to cement his place against Spurs.
Probably. We'll probably talk
that's
about
a shout.
that more.
Yeah, that's a shout.
But I want to get straight into sort of like the last 7 results. Just because, we have won 2 in our last 7. Before that, we did win a few games. But yeah, basically, the last one was a 3-2 loss, and we had a 1-0 loss. Then we had a 1-0 League Cup final victory, which was obviously nice.
Laporte header.
We won 3-0 in the league. 2 back-to-back 2-0 losses, and then a 2-2 draw. And then before that, it was the season before, so I think that was a good place to end it. So yeah, I want to sort of get into it, and I want to probably start off with last season, because if we look at the game last season where we lost 3-2, it was a pretty mad game, to be honest with you.
Funnily enough, with this game really ties in with the title.
Yeah,
because of the stopping Kane and Son, we couldn't do it that day at all.
No,
Harry Kane brought something that I thought would have made Pep full send Harry Kane over Haaland, because Harry Kane in that game basically epitomised what a false 9 is like. Yeah. But then someone of a Harry Kane stature in that, it seems weird for him to be kind of playing that role, but he smashed it. He kept dropping deep. Defenders didn't know what to do. Rodri didn't know what to do. Playing balls in behind for Heung-min Son. Yeah, basically it was a tactical masterclass from Spurs. That it absolutely destroyed us.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, if you actually remember the game, right? What the main issue in that game, from a defensive point of view, was the fact that Harry Kane kept on dropping deep into basically the Rodri area. Basically, Rodri then didn't know what to do,
because he didn't know whether to mark Kane.
He didn't know whether to mark Kane. The defenders didn't know. It was Ruben Diaz in that game. I remember he had a bad time in terms of knowing what to do. Should I go in with Kane? But then if I go in with Kane, I'm leaving a massive gap, and then Laporte will just be completely exposed. Or do I stay here, keep the shape, but then allow Harry Kane to drift it? And that was one of the main issues. If you remember the game, he just kept on dropping in, and Rodri didn't know what to do. Diaz didn't really know what to do, and Harry Kane tore us a new one. Now, I've got a potential solution. There's 2 solutions for me. Number 1, you play double pivot. Now, what that will do is offer a little bit more protection in the midfield. You tell Ruben Diaz and Akanji, or Ruben Diaz and Ake, that if Harry Kane drops deep, you don't go with him. You stay in your position, and we keep our defence solid. You know what I mean? Keep that defensive line solid. And then, effectively, you 2 then in midfield. I don't know whether it'd be, whether it'd be Rodri and Bernardo or Rodri and Calvin Phillips. They have a little bit more freedom to see when Harry Kane drops in to go and mark him. Whereas if it's just one player, which it was last time, Rodri, if he goes to Harry Kane, who might have dropped in, maybe slightly off to the right or slightly off to the left, he's then leaving his midfield. But if you've got someone next to you, you're all right. That might be an option. The other option is something that we've done a lot already this season, and it's to play inverted fullbacks. Now that does have a little bit of a pro and a con. The pro is obviously, it's like the double pivot, you're getting players in the midfield to make it more tricky for Harry Kane to drop deep. However, you are then leaving the wings, a little bit more exposed, which we really got punished when we played Newcastle. And do you want to really be doing that against
Kulusevski, Richarlison, Son?
Exactly. You've got Perisic in there as well. If they play a 5 at the back, you have the wing backs firing down the wings. So there are pros and cons. You can fight the fire that we really struggled with last year, which was a Harry Kane dropping deep by playing a double pivot or playing an inverted. But by doing that, you then are creating other issues in that you're allowing them to go down the wings. But you got to do something. You can't let Harry Kane just keep dropping deep.
You can't just allow it. You know what I mean? You can't just allow it and think that everything's going to be fine. Out of the two of those options, I think I'd full send double pivot season with Calvin Phillips and Rodri. Two defensive mind and allow the attackers to do their business. Make it a bit more difficult for their front three. I could be wrong in that. It could be a case of let's just stick with the way that we're going for it. To Ryan Manchester there says, Phillips ain't looking it at the moment. He completed every single pass he made when he came on the other day, and he's been injured, so I don't know how you can have a fair assessment of Phillips. He barely played any
unless you're saying
minutes.
that he doesn't look fit. Unless
you're saying that he doesn't look fit, but when he came on against
you can always play Bernardo Silva in there.
But you can play Bernardo Silva next to Rodri, yeah, that is always a chance. And obviously he does bring that energy in the mid. I feel like it's such a difficult one, and obviously this is why we're at the manager, innit? It's why we're at the manager, innit? It's something that obviously this is something that Pep's gonna have to think about. He's gonna be saying to the lads ever since Seville, this is what we're training, this is what we're doing, this is how we approach this Spurs game, this is how we're gonna counter this, because obviously I feel like the way that Kane played in that game took Pep and City by surprise. However, now City know what to expect from that, because I imagine they'll run a similar thing, because it opened us up rapid. So I reckon they'll try and run something similar.
You've just got to have a plan and stick to it. And the main issue in that game, right, was that we didn't know what to do. Realistically, if we're being completely honest, right, Pep really after 10 minutes of the game should have given some sort of instructions to Diaz, Laporte, and Rodri, and said, when this is happening, this is what I want to happen. And I don't think we got that. And what we ended up getting,
they got confused, didn't it?
We were getting confusion. Whereas Diaz was dropping in and he didn't know whether to go because he didn't want to leave a gap, like I was saying, or he'd just leave him. But then Rodri didn't really know what to do. Does he press the ball? Does he stick with Kane? It's really, really difficult. And that's why I really, really think that we need to pack out basically the mid, just in front of our defence. That's what we need to pack out. Like I say, me personally, I don't know which one I pick right now. It's kind of difficult because, like I say, I think if you play the inverted, if you play the inverted role, I think you'd stop Kane a bit more than the double pivot. My personal opinion, because if you play Rodri and probably Bernardo might get caught a little bit too far forward sometimes. He's a very disciplined player, so it wouldn't happen all the time, but once or twice. However, you are then saying to Son and Kulusevski, Richarlison, Perisic, whoever it is, you've got a little bit of space on the wings, and I just fear, basically based on what happened at Newcastle when we got tore a new one, I'm a little bit fearful. So it is tricky, but you've got to do so. You've got to protect the middle. You can't let Harry Kane drop in and dictate the game like that.
The only thing we could go with, like, not so much double pivot, do you know what I mean? But kind of. So, like, we've seen Bernardo play in the mid quite a lot. But say, obviously, you play your standard 4-3-3. Don't say to the wingers, you know what I mean? You're not inverting, you stay wide. Which, obviously, could happen anyway because we can't play Kyle Walker. We're playing Cancelo, we're playing Gomez. So you can say to them to hold your width. Don't be inverting this time because we need you to protect against Son, do you know what I mean? All them lot. And then we can say to Bernardo is, look, when we're on their attack, you can push forward a little bit more. But we need your work rate in there because you need to be getting back and helping Rodri at every single possible chance. So you're kind of still playing your similar system, your standard one, but Bernardo is deployed more defensively than attacking there, which I think that one could work. That if it was Phillips and Rodri, then you're full sending 2 CDMs. Whereas with Bernardo, he still gives you that energy in the midfield, but he can play like next to Rodri and help him out a bit. That's the best way for me to count on this personally. Oh, Baby 199 says he's just kidding around with Dr. Footy. Also, Dr. Footy, bro, he explained himself because he's a United fan now, isn't he? He's explained himself, bro. This guy is a chameleon, right? And I say that because he says the reason his name says that is because he was in Saeed's stream and he was just blending in.
Oh, right.
Man's got half and half scarves all around his gaff, I guarantee it. Do you know what I mean? He changes what team he supports to what channel he's watching. Also, Dr. Footy, again, on that note, Dr. Footy was always a Chelsea fan. So he's changed up. Big test for Gomez and Akanji against Spurs. That's true. Gomez is likely to start, given the fact that Kyle Walker isn't fit. So that's a one. And then Akanji, the only way I could see that is if you swap Ake, or if he full sends Ake as Akanji instead of playing Gomez, which is always an option there. Darcy with a 10. Winning 2 of the last 11 against Spuds is actually horrible. I didn't realise it had gotten that bad. I remember before 2018, we beat them more often than not. In my opinion, this is a must-win game. That is a very, very, very bad record, and I didn't realise it was that bad either till you said it, bro. I kind of knew it was a bit of a rip.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's 2 out of 7, not 2 out of 11 though.
Oh, yeah,
not
okay.
as bad as that.
Yeah, so 2 out of 7.
It feels that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, so the issue with the whole issue with it is the fact that it is terrible. Our form against Spurs is terrible. They are 100% our bogey team. Yeah. You know what I mean? They just have our number every time.
It is. I've actually sent you, bro, the heat map for Harry Kane, and I want you to get it up on screen so people can see how deep he was actually playing against City last season. Obeyed with a 5 says we need to be more aggressive on defence. We need to have tactical fouls to eliminate the charge from Tottenham. A few yellow cards won't hurt. You know what? That's probably right as well. We know how they're going to play, and we know that if we do that, we will get criticised. Because the media just, they don't really like tactical fouls. However, it's part of the game. It is part of the game. You know what I mean? And then it will take a yellow card and that. So it's something that we might just have to do. But yeah, it's something that City definitely need to work on. Romy says, I think we should play both Haaland and Alvarez. Yeah, I've not really thought too much about the attacking line yet. I've mainly been thinking about, as the title of the stream says, how do you stop Harry Kane and Son from terrorising us? Because, if you look at the game when we lost 3-2, Harry Kane got 2 in that one. If you go back more, Son scored the 1-0.
Son always scores.
So yeah, that was a win. That was a rare win. Son again with Lo Celso. Son again. You know what I mean? And then you have to go back to 2019 to the last time they took points off us when they didn't actually, when neither of them two scored. But them two they do terrorise it because Harry Kane is so good and clearly Son is as well. But I like it as well if you think about the away game where Son scored the 1-0. We did have chances to win that game, and you'd like to think with Erling Haaland, if that game was replayed, we'd win the game. But again, if you did have a little bit more in midfield, you'd stop that counter attack. But it was because we didn't have anyone, in there really. It was just someone on their own that he managed to run the whole length of the pitch pretty much and put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, that is true.
Obeyed with the 2 says we must win at all costs. The media will always hate. Well, that's something that as well that I want to have a look at is do we need to win this game? Would a draw be okay? Obviously, Arsenal right now, they're top of the league, a point clear of City. They played the same amount of games. They've got Everton at home. City and Tottenham are on the same amount of points, and then you got Liverpool on 9, so they're 5 points behind. However, Liverpool are playing Wolves, another tough game, and obviously they got absolutely thumped last night. Would people be happy with a draw? Would a draw be a good result? If you think about this Tottenham game is a huge game, and I keep saying that I don't think people understand how big a game this actually is. I think it's a massive game. Tottenham are a really, really good side, and I think that next to Liverpool, they're our biggest threats for the league. We lost last year. We'd get a point on them, you know what I mean? We
lost both last year, didn't we?
Yeah, we lost both.
You know what I mean? So it's like a positive, if you're looking at the games as a whole, that you've taken a point from them this year as you didn't do last year. Do you know what I mean? If you want to speak like that. Do you know what I mean? I think it's a very much... I don't think you can call this a must-win, because we're not in that position yet. It's too early to call it a must win. A must win feels like do or die. Do you know what I mean? Like, if a must win sounds like if you don't win, title's done. It ain't that case. That ain't the case at all. But I'd like, in my head, do you know what I mean? I'm backing us for a win. I'm 100% backing us for a win. But a draw ain't the worst result, you know.
It's not the worst result.
A draw ain't a worst result.
It's not. It's definitely. I don't think it's a must win. I mean,
I'd hate to lose. I'd hate to lose because, do you know what I mean? It's the curse continues. I'd hate that, especially if it's in a similar manner to how we lost the other games. But do you know what I mean? A draw. I think I'd be okay with. I think I could accept a draw.
Yeah.
A win, obviously. A win. Everyone knows a win is absolutely.
I don't think. You know.
People need to put the stature of the game on the line here as well and say like, this is a very big game. Tottenham look good this season. Do you know what I mean? They're looking to get top 4. They're looking to push. Do you know what I mean? Into this kind of bracket of fighting for the title. So do you know what I mean? They're not. And they've got a good manager now. They're not like. Then it's not like just like some game where you should go, yeah, we should be winning this game.
Yeah, it's a difficult game. Guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream. We're currently 25 likes away from 200, man. So please click that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. OT7776 just rejoined the Xtra Club. Good to have you with us, OT. Thanks a lot for rejoining. Appreciate the support. If you guys want to help support the channel, you can do. Just become an Xtra Club member. The link is in the description. Did you manage to get that?
Yeah, bro.
Thing? Oh, yes.
Here you go.
Guys, look at this on screen now, yeah? This is the heat map.
What a graphic.
I know, but look, it tells you a lot. This is the heat map of Harry Kane when they beat us 3-2 at the Etihad. Look how deep he is. And that was the issue that that he caused City. Because if you think about it, yeah, we basically had Ruben Diaz pushing in there. You know what I mean? We had Rodri not knowing what to do. And he caused us all sorts of problems, and that's why we need to sort out the midfield / defence protection. We need to put some protection in front of that defence to allow them to feel comfortable in just staying there when Harry Kane drops in. Or you need to deploy a plan where the centre backs go with Kane. However, that's a very risky strategy, as you're then leaving a massive gap in the defence for someone like Son to running behind. Like I say, me personally, I would look at a double pivot for this game, or go for, you know what would be a good system. You know, could be a good system is a 3 at the back system could work here.
Yeah, this is something. I mean, basically playing like it's playing 3 or 5 at the back, whichever way you want to look at it, innit? But like a 3 at the back system with Ake, Diaz, and Akanji.
Yeah. Then,
if one does get dragged, you've still got 2 centre backs there, and they're going to play 5 at the back as well. So, you know what I mean? You could be countering it out there. And it's something that we've asked for a while, and it's something that Akanji can do, something that Pep is 100% going to look at. Do you know what I mean? That's another shout, bro. That's another shout.
Yeah, I'm going to do a poll, actually, because we have discussed this for the last couple of minutes. I want to see what people are thinking. So, remember, this stream is about how do you stop Kane and Son. Not about anything else, right? So, basically, the options are double pivot, and basically, I'm going to put in brackets Phillips or Bernardo. So like you can, because some people want Phillips in there, some people want Bernardo. So it's just whether or not you want either of them two with Rodri. You have the
back 3.
You have, in fact, let me do inverted full-backs. That's an option.
Which is how we're playing now.
Which is how we're playing at the moment. But then you are leaving the wings open.
Yeah.
Or you go to a back 3. Which obviously if one of them does then push in, you're still leaving a bit of a gap, but you've still got 2 players behind there. And typically with a back 3 you will get Rodri, and then you probably still will get a Bernardo or a KDB who's in and around that area as well, a little bit deeper. So the poll's in the chat there for you guys, so I have your vote. Obviously free to vote there, just let us know what you think. Obeyed with a 5 says Harry Kane's heat map is so confusing. Obeyed's voting for double pivot. I don't know if I've asked you this question.
Harry Kane's heat map is very confusing when you look at it. Like, on the face of that, you look at that and say, he was attacking the other way. You look at it and say he was attacking towards LB there, but it's the other way, innit? Do you know what I mean? He's attacking towards me. That's right, innit? Because then that one little blob is where he was in our box.
That's correct, yeah.
And basically, he was playing CDM.
He was
for the most of it.
He's playing in his own half, dropping centrally.
Because that's how it happened when he played Son in.
Yeah.
Because he drops deep into that position where he mainly is. And then I think Diaz came forward, then Son runs in behind, didn't it? He plays that sick ball in.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. And something as well to note there is that look at where he pulls off on the wings. He mainly goes off to his right, which is going to be Sergio Gomez. That's going to be Sergio Gomez, bro. So Sergio Gomez is going to have it if he does play. You know what I mean? He might not play if he plays a back three. I don't know, but he's going to have a big game, Sergio Gomez. A big game, because if you like I say, if you zoom in on the heat map, guys, Harry Kane, when he does go out to the wing, it might have just been that one game, but he dropped off to the right more than he did the left, which is where Sergio Gomez is going to be.
Yeah.
Midnight with a 5 says, for me, Spurs are our biggest rivals this season. Off to Benidorm now. Anyone watching in a City bar, DM me, City Extra on Twitter.
Yes, Midnight. He's trying to, you know what I mean? He's trying to link up some City fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know. That sounds like bait from Hugh there. Yeah. You know what I mean? The name like that, bro, is 100% bait. And plus, with a name like that, I probably wouldn't want to meet him anyway. I'd be like, yo, don't think I want to meet this guy. But yeah, do you know what I mean? Midnight, mate, if you're in, you know what I mean? If you're slamming Benidorm, you know what I mean? Go have a few beers, innit? Love to see it.
Russ Davis with a 250 says 4-3-3 with a DB pivot with Phillips all day long.
So he's saying there you have Calvin Phillips, Rodri, then probably in front of that would be KDB, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The only issue with that is, would KDB get isolated a little bit away from the double pivot? Do you know what I mean? Like, basically, would the link up play in the mid be a bit dead or not? Like,
yeah, I see what you're saying. So if you play that, then you're basically saying, right, well, out of your three midfielders, Kev's the one that's going to run the thing.
I think we did it. I think we did it against United a few years ago, and KDB was just nothing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the issue with that, and this is why I like having 4-3-3 typically with just one holding midfielder and two attacking midfielders, because you are then basically say what happens. Russ, let me know what you think about this. What happens if they manage to stop Kev? If they stop Kev, you got no creativity then in that midfield, and it's basically going to go all the way down the wings. You know what I mean? And that could be. I think if you do that, you have to play Foden and you have to play Alvarez, just for the faster pace and a bit of chaos that them two create.
I mean, to be fair, Russ there with the 250 also, it says also Alvarez obviously to play. Do you know what I mean? Which is, I think Alvarez will play. You know, I have a feeling about it. Obviously, with him being rested a lot, and Bernardo on the wings to press the fullbacks.
Yeah.
Then that's Alvarez and Bernardo on the wings there. So Alvarez left side or Bernardo left side. It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
It is a weird one.
I think you're more likely to see, if Bernardo's going to play, he's going to play in the mid over Calvin Phillips probably, and then I think you'd see Alvarez and Foden play more likely.
Let me have a look at this poll then, guys, because the poll's been in there for a few moments. How do Man City stop Kane and Son? The options were double pivot with either Phillips or Bernardo, inverted fullbacks, which is what we've played most of the season, or do you revert to a back three with Diaz, Akanji and Ake? And over 50% of the stream would prefer to see a double pivot with either Phillips or Bernardo. That's quite interesting, isn't it? Because if you remember a few years ago, the double pivot was hated amongst City fans, including myself.
And me.
However, now we look at it.
It was grim, though.
It was grim at the time.
And as well, one of the times we played it with the first time was against Spurs.
Yeah, it was.
It was in the Champions League and everyone playing Pep. Like, why are you playing double pivot for? We're not playing it all season. And now look at us.
I know. But you know what? That's quite interesting. I'd back that. I'd back a double pivot. I think the double pivot is the way to go.
For me, it's double pivot, but with Bernardo.
Double pivot. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Bernardo would be a better option.
To be fair, if you have Calvin Phillips, he can kind of play not as much box to box, but he's not. Do you know what I mean? You can say to Calvin Phillips, like, look, you're sitting just a little bit in front of Rodri here, so you've got to put a little bit more work in. Do you know what I mean? I know but then I feel like Southgate, bro, and I hated when he did that with Southgate.
Stinker Gareth, bro.
I was stinking of Gareth, in it, you know what I mean? I got the exact same waistcoat on right now. But yeah, how the turntables. It's just a Southgate settings. It is Southgate settings, that, and I hated it during the Euros. But then I hated it, right? And then didn't he get like the player of the tournament or something? Do you know what I mean? He got some mad shit, and I was like, yo, how has this happened?
It was a stinky vote. That
This is Southgate rigging the vote. It has to be basically it's a 4-3-3 with Bernardo in there, but he's saying to Bernardo, chill backs, mate. But the thing is with Bernardo, when he's on attack, you know he can pitch in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
or chip in or whatever. There's the option to play Gundo. I feel he might get overran a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't play Gundogan in this because this game, it's going to be, they're going to counter attack us quick. So you need players who are fast, and Gundogan ain't fast. You know what I'm saying? So I personally wouldn't play Gundogan in this game. And
plus, Bernardo's every single game he plays, he outruns every single player on that pitch. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I want. That energy. I want that energy in that midfield. Phil Foden with a 449 says, me and Simba the dog, yes Simba, watching the stream. Sadly I'm off to my hometown away game, but I'll watch City on the coach back. I'm making the most out of this money, bye. He's like, he had some characters left in the super chat, and he was like, I'm making the most of that money, bye. yes Phil Foden, mate. So I'm off to my hometown away game, but you're gonna watch it on the coach back. Yeah, that's decent. At least you don't miss the game.
Yeah, Obeyed with a 5 says, if Alvarez plays, he will pressure Tottenham's defence, which has been dodgy.
I've seen a lot of people saying that Tottenham have been lucky this season.
Yeah.
What do you know what I mean? Sometimes you need a bit of luck. But people saying, I can't remember who it was, but people saying like, yo, Tottenham are getting lucky and the luck's going to run out at some point.
We've got second best defence in the league so far this season.
That doesn't sound lucky, does it?
I don't know. I don't think I've seen them play yet.
I've not seen them play. No, we had them on at the 3 p.m, didn't we? But we didn't really watch it too much.
Yeah, we didn't really watch it. We'll have to see. I think Alvarez is key, though. Alvarez causes problems, man.
Yeah.
Paolo with a 10 says, I'm not one of those that is anti-Cancelo because of his defence, but Son Cancelo scares me. Son is quite possibly the most dangerous player in the week. Well, Cancelo cost us the draw. Because if you look at the third goal that they scored last season, he does that thing where he runs in and tries to intercept the ball and gets it wrong. He does it a lot against. He done it in big games. He done it twice against Liverpool when we drew 2-2, and he did it last season against Tottenham. I got onto him, rapid in that game. I was like, this guy, he needs to chill out with the interceptions, and he cost us because then he was out of position for the cross, and that's why they conceded. Russ Davis with a 5. You watch Pep will all fool us. Rest Haaland, pat the midfield and play a false 9.
I do there. It would not surprise me.
Nah, you know what? No, it would surprise me because Haaland is so important to this side that even Pep can't start making these mad decisions.
The thing is, I see people like saying like, do you know what I mean? People saying about Haaland ain't going to play all these games. I think Pep's just going to full send this guy every game now. I genuinely think that Haaland will play most of the games. He will. And long news short. Welcome to the X Club. Appreciate long
the
news
support.
Short.
Thank you very much for helping support the channel. If anyone else wants to get involved, support the channel, become an X Club member, you can do. The link is in the description. Sometimes there's a button below my face that says join, but if not, hit the link in the description.
Jamie says you underestimate Pep's power. That's fags.
I think Haaland is more powerful now. I think Haaland's one of the most powerful people at that club right now. I think he's got strength, man.
Miro says it was the review video of the Spurs lost last season that you two went into the tactical analysis, wasn't it? Yeah, that's the one where we basically screenshotted all the goals, didn't we? And showed you where Cancelo was. Because we had to, do you know what I mean, dissect where the fuck-ups were. So we thought, what a better way to do this.
Don't get me wrong, the movement for the goal was good, but Cancelo went too ham. You know what I mean, it was his initial fault. Second best defense by look, says Obeyed. Yeah, I've not seen him, to be fair, bro.
Yeah,
so
I don't know when it. So it could be chatting, but do you know what I mean? I've just seen quite a few people saying these guys are lucky.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But it's Pep's job, innit? You know what I mean? I don't know if Pep's watched the stream, but Pep, you know what I mean? We've given you a few ideas.
Some options and ideas, yeah.
You'll probably play exactly the same way that last time.
Yeah, personally, I think it's going to be the exact same way we've been playing this season. I think we're not going to stop this saying, unless he full sends free at the bar. I think we're going to be playing the exact same way.
Yeah.
Or the exact same way we played against Seville, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like, because I do think it's going to be Sergio Gomez and Cancelo. Yeah. I just don't see a way that it's not. Unless it's free at the back, then it's not. But even then it is, though, isn't it? Because then they're your wing backs.
I know.
So it is Sergio Gomez and Cancelo. And does that stink? A little bit, yeah, because you know what I mean. You got Son and a relatively new
The
fullback.
one thing that I would say is we have Haaland now. So the away game last season, we wouldn't have lost that game if Haaland was playing because we had enough chances, right? The home game, honestly, I can't even remember. I'm just scarred from their third goal. You know what I mean? So I can't really say whether or not we would have won. No, we scored 2 goals anyway, so you'd like to think we were creating chances, but I genuinely can't even remember. But you know, we've got Haaland now, and Haaland's we're unbeaten. They're unbeaten. Battle of the unbeaten. Kane versus Haaland, and I just reckon, you know, this is the game where Haaland's gonna. I think it's a hat-trick season, Brie.
Oh, no.
It's hat-trick season for boy Erling. I don't know, man.
At least we have a striker this time round.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes, Patrick Holly, see you in the chat. I'll be doing well, mate.
Right, anything else to speak about on the how does City stop Kane and Son, or what?
I think we kind of spoke up most of it, innit?
We have, yeah. So,
Ollie B there. If City are at 90% at it, we'll win. We are sick. I mean, when we're at it, we're sick. When we're at Villa, we're not. Do you know what I mean? Them Villa levels weren't it?
Yeah.
However, do you know what I mean? If we get up to it, then do you know what I mean? We are sick. So I back us. Either way. Do you know what I mean? And going to the game, 100% back us.
Yeah. Right. I think that's pretty much it for this stream. Yeah, one sec. Oh yeah, just a quick one. Graham Potter looks like he's going to sign a 5-year contract at Chelsea.
Yeah, he's done
it.
Be
announced.
Here we go.
Announced today.
Here we go for Graham Potter. He is the new Chelsea manager.
Yeah,
which is pretty mad.
Yeah, Russ Davis there with a 5 says Pep sat with me now and agreed even he doesn't know the tactics for tomorrow. Well, we're not playing tomorrow, so that's good news. That said, he has given me his full support to go and kidnap Sane.
Yes. Go get Sane for us, innit?
But the reason he doesn't know his tactics for tomorrow, bro, is because we're playing on Saturday, bro, and it's Thursday, innit? So that's probably why.
He's dusted you there, do you know what I mean?
He has dusted you. Right, we'll leave it there, guys. That was a good conversation, bit of tactics. We all love that. We'll schedule something for later on tonight. Not sure yet, but obviously stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, because we could be going live at any moment. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, man. I'll see you later.
See you in a bit.